Welcome, y'all. Welcome. Lionsgate messages be everything. Welcome, y'all. Welcome. Albala Bandera here. What's going on with y'all? Talk to me. What's going on with the YouTube family? We are here. We are breathing. We are live. We are well. Listen. Hey. Thank you for joining us over this way, Third Eye. Ashe. Ooh. I have to get that stretch out. Excuse me. Wait, hold on. Let me see if this okay, we're good to go. So welcome everyone. This is going to be obviously we're still in the Lionsgate energy. Okay. Shout out to those of you that are fasting or going through a major detox at this moment. Shout out to you, beloved. Just keep going. Just know you're definitely about to receive your abundance once you get through it. You're fasting, whatever that may be for you, but especially for those who are fasting from, some may have started the 7th, others the 8th, especially if you're ending on the 13th. Big energy. That's a big merge of the queen, the empress, the high priestess, and the goddess. Shout out to Rod Hayes. Definitely speaking of the divine sisterhood energy. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go with the Isis oracle cards and see what message we get from Isis at this moment. Okay. Thank you. Gratitude, Mama Universe and Papa Universe. I connect my heart and soul to thee. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of my angels, spirit guides, ancestors, those that guide and protect me. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of the gods and goddesses that flow through me as me for you and I collect to use our mind's eye to see, always in connection to the Most High. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Okay, let me go ahead and grab Isis. All right, let's see what comes through. Ooh. So we do have the sun squaring Uranus. So if you find that anything with electronics kind of like slips through the cracks, just be patient with yourself. As above, so below. So yeah, let me go over what the planets are talking about, which is happening within us as well, and the things that we use. Okay, hey love. So let's see here. We got the sun squaring Uranus for about 3 days. The amazing part about this is that it definitely brings forth an energizing influence, exciting prospects. This could be a moment or a catalyst for change. You could feel this sense of a higher self esteem with sudden new opportunities or encounters, as well as sudden flashes of intuition or insight into your future. And then we also have the what you may have to work on. The negative manifestation of this energy is a sudden change in plans. Now when it comes to sudden change in plans, look at that as protection instead of, you know, something that can agitate you. Just allow it to be what the effect or whatever caused it to have to be a change in plans. This is also the energy of chaotic events, restlessness, boredom as well. So, too much energy could cause one to step into a rebellious attitude, too much nervous energy, rather, So you may want to look into your natal chart and see which part of you could be in this type of energy as far as the nervous system is concerned, and that would be the sixth house. So depending on the planet that's in the sixth house for you at this time. And then there could be conflicts or surprises in relationships with men or authority figures who are bosses that are in the masculine energy. And this could also be a time where you're feeling ungrounded, where there, may be minor problems with electronic devices. So this is from now to the 13th. And we also have Mars sextile Neptune. And this has been active as of 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, since the 7th, since Sunday. So this speaks of, let me see. This allows you to sort out any conflicting situations, being more gentle and proactive when it comes to handling situations, definitely allowing you to feel what the proper solution to some of these situations are, giving yourself a break from the hard work and coming up with a solution that allows you to work smarter and effortless. Okay. It also assists with helping someone, even if you're not intending to do so. And this is all coming down to you being who you are, not apologizing for who you are, speaking your truth. And this can now help someone without you even realizing or unintentionally helping someone. And it also speaks of, with Mars sextile Neptune, a wonderful time to pay attention on your spiritual harmony. A great time to do gentle sports such as swimming, walks in nature, and all kinds of art or healing activities might be very useful and successful at this moment for you. Okay, this is a great time to meditate and really work diligently on your spiritual tools, or with your spiritual tools rather. You could be giving or receiving support from masculine um, figures or younger people that are masculine. And you can also find yourself neglecting your plans to help someone else. So we have all this energy surrounding that, on top of tomorrow where Venus enters Leo. Okay, Venus is going to enter Leo. All right, so this brings up the energy of dating, performances, glamour. And my divine feminines, you're definitely going to feel more empowered and confident during this time as well. So while Venus is in Leo, let me see what else we got here. Full moon in Aquarius at 19 degrees. Now, 19 degrees, red moon, universal water. If you're a red moon, definitely a message in this reading for you. But 19 degrees would be Libra. Okay. Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus. So you could be seeing a lot of the Five of Swords pop out. If you have your own cards, it's definitely telling you something about the full moon in Aquarius. And it says here, now you'll hear a lot of astrologers that'll say that this could be one of the toughest full moons of the year, because it's going to be with Saturn squaring Uranus and Mars in the sign of Taurus. There could be a change in the food chains. Financial system could be shaken up. And you know why all of this is happening too? Because especially for those of you that are fasting, I didn't even see what the message was before they even relieved it themselves. For those of you that are fasting, these types of energies that are happening with the planets also within us is going to help you to really shed off that old skin, and even the perception of when certain planets come into alignment only because of the energy that is below it. So if we're thinking of building a home, the foundation, it's like the foundation that's going through a major shift has to do with humanity, has to do with the life that is on planet Earth. And all these other planets are shifting to bring forth the clarity, to bring forth solutions, which is clarity for me. So let's see what Isis has to say. Welcome again, everyone. Thank you for liking the video, washing your hands upon entering. Okay. Here we go. What is your message for the collective, Isis? Message for the collective. I'm going to position this camera at some point so you all can see the cards too. But we'll get to that at another time. So let's see here. Message for the collective, Isis. Oh yeah. Lady of the Stars, Priestess of Sirius. And the foundation of this message popping through here right now. Ooh, the Lady of the Star, Priestess of Sirius, and that energy is quite relevant at this moment. Along with the Lion's Gate, we have Divine Guardian, protection of the Winged Mother. The first message I'm getting right now, a lot of you are being protected when the moment comes or the moment has arrived for you to receive a truth that becomes the catalyst for change. And we'll see where that goes, okay? So Lady of the Stars. It states, Sirius is a celestial goddess, a star of unconditional love and wisdom at an extremely high vibration. It brings deep soul awakening, spiritual gifts, and a high capacity for divine service. Lady of the Stars is also an empowerment of all other oracles in this deck. She tells you to pay attention because something significant is taking place right now. And I'm going to read this entire thing because I feel like this is something you can even go back to up until we get to the 13th or whenever you decide to use this message here. Sirian energy takes the inner path and the spiritual healing journey into a whole new atmosphere, stratosphere, it says. It is wise, ancient, and extremely high vibrational energy. It takes a certain level of soul evolution to be able to consciously register Sirian light and transmit it on this planet. The heart in question must be able to consciously cultivate unconditional love for it to occur. However, we can still receive Sirian light and healing assistance even if we are still learning to more consistently come from unconditional love. We will feel it more and more strongly as we grow spiritually, but even in our own learning phase, we can open our hearts to this divine celestial goddess and allow her, through her priestess, Lady Isis, to bliss us with genuine spiritual gifts. As you already know, I prefer to use blessings because the word bless speaks of be less. You're here to be more, okay, and experience bliss. Goddess Sirius, through her priestess Lady Isis, is reaching to you now. She has offerings of great spiritual support and the message that there is something significant that you need to be aware of in your life right now too. Okay? Now, going back to the word bless and bliss, E is 5, I is 9. Okay? We can look at it so many different ways, because that would be 14, which would be temperance, the tempering of emotions. Now, when we look at number 5, numerology wise, it does speak of great changes. Okay, so when you're saying the word bless to someone, yes, it can bring forth changes, but that could be anything. That could be anything, and depending on where that person is in their heart space that is using the word bless, that can mean a different type of change. That we know spells are words, so we have to be mindful of the words that we're using. But bliss, that's unconditional love. That is an energy, okay, that I truly feel connects to what we were saying in the previous live, the self that never changes. 9 speaks of the 9th house, Jupiter energy expansion. If Jupiter was the sun, there will never be a moment of darkness. I'm just saying a few things here so that way it can put this word into perspective for you all, okay? You can use whatever you want to use, but I'm here to make you think. You know what I'm saying? And process what it is that's being said, so that way you're really able to manifest what you truly want, especially through my own experience in certain verbiage and the result of using certain verbiage. I've seen it clear as day, and I continue to see it in the experiences that others have with the usage of certain words. So just something to think about. See, we have the sun that lights up our day, but it also shares the sky with the moon. And the reason being, if we're looking at the fire signs, you would have Aries, the baby. The Leo energy would be like the teenager, and the teenager growing into becoming wiser. Then you have that Sagittarius energy, which is the spirit of its polar opposite. It is a spirit sign. Aries and Leo, when we're speaking of polarities, Aries and Leo have a lot to do with the physical. Sagittarius connects to the spirit, which speaks of life or eternal life. It is the house of God. That house of God, that being within you, that is God. In order for you to connect to God, the source of it all, has to go through a process where you remember all that you are. And I feel like in that remembrance, even when people are going through communion, one of the phrases that stated is, "Do this for the remembrance of me." And that remembrance of me speaks of the Christ consciousness, or some will personify it specifically with Jesus, not realizing that that consciousness is something that is within you, and you tap into that energy. The moment you have a balance within your heart chakra, now you're able to connect to the higher vibrational states, or the higher chakras, beginning with the throat chakra, which is 5. Okay, that's that change. Massive changes happen when you're now able to connect to the intuition, because now you're connected to the ethers. Notice you'll hear about the 9 ethers, and when you're speaking of the spiral of the universe, you see that it's a 9 first, and then it continues. It's a bliss. Just saying. Now we have here accepting celestial assistance and unconditional love of Sirius will help you now. To receive the assistance, You can choose to surrender into your heart and allow divine love to infuse and heal, direct and unfold all aspects of your life and growth. It is total trust and surrender with absolute faith that even unexpected twists and turns will be leading you in the best direction. Advanced souls are capable of feeling and receiving the high vibrational love from the Syrian star system more consciously and consistently. It can come to feel like a perpetual spiritual sun above the crown of the head, nourishing you with light at all times, causing your own soul light to grow brighter. As you surrender into your heart, your soul light will feel more and more palpable to you. The gifts of Sirius flow into the soul like a cup receiving divine nectar. The more aware and connected you are to your soul, the more conscious you will be in recognizing the bliss effects of Sirian light in your life. The priestess, Lady Isis, wishes to help your soul connect with Sirius and you to connect with your soul so that the full blessing of the celestial star goddess can nourish and transform your life, allowing its course to run true to your real and genuine divine passions. Even if you aren't sure what those passions are as yet, your soul knows, and Syrian energy helps your soul to be itself on this planet. 220 right now. Sirius brings blessings of heightened intuition, refined soul healing ability, and closer connection to your soul and the Lady Isis too. If you have been questioning your evolution, starting to wonder if you are really just at the beginning of the path or not really in initiation at all, then this card is a divine acknowledgement of the power, light, and evolution of your soul vibration come through, y'all. That there is refinement and advancement there. This is not grandiose. In fact, one way to know whether this guidance is generally for you is that you will feel peaceful within as you receive the guidance. And the word is also stated here humble too, peaceful and humble. I feel like that word humble, when used correctly from in a state of unconditional love, it's being humble towards the infinite source, not another human being, because human beings are in earth school. Welcome, love. You know what I'm saying? So mm, you will feel gently validated and affirmed within, not puffed up with false pride or ego. You will feel inspired and uplifted to continue with your inner work, not in need of telling others how advanced you are spiritually. If you feel inflated or better than others in any way, this is not the guidance for you, or at least at this time. Instead, the guidance for you is to realize that you are beautiful, you are worthy, and the part of you that is comparing yourself to others, hoping to find that you are better, is suffering from an emptiness within that doesn't know that you are beautiful and worthy. It is wiser to spend some time filling that inner emptiness with your own acknowledgement of your worth than trying to trump others. Better to go out, better to go inside the emptiness until you find the seed of love and light within than to seek external appearances to make you heal. The latter just won't work. The oracle of the Lady of the Stars is also an empowerment. It enhances, amplifies, and strengthens any other oracle that you draw immediately before or after. It is a call to pay special attention to the cards next to it. You are guided that you will grow greatly through the lesson or learning specified in any oracle next to it. So we'll definitely be pulling them more. Make it a priority in your awareness at this time in order for deepest spiritual awakening to occur. Let's roll, y'all. It was just 222. 222 is now 23. But 23 has been quite the significant number. Even when I pulled cards yesterday, it came out twice, and that was the card that we finalized the reading with before this live was 23 move forward. Okay. Says here, you are also guided that when the Lady of the Stars appears around any other oracle, that there will be a blessing of divine grace in forms, including but not limited to assistance, miracles, healing, and help in mastering the lessons of any oracle you pull immediately before or after the Lady of the Stars appears. If the card appears on her own, know that this is a special blessing for you soon to be revealed. And you already heard the placements that we have going on, the movements of the planets, the transits of the planets, the aspects rather of the planets at this time that's really bringing in this shift as well. So the ritual here for the Lady of the Stars says here, it is best to do this ritual on a relatively clear night when you can sit outside and gaze at the stars. If you cannot do this physically, then you are welcome to take a picture of the cosmos with the stars and set a candle safely nearby as your focal point for the ritual, or to simply close your eyes and visualize the stars above. You can also light a small tea light candle and place a crystal dedicated to Sirius in front of the light to gaze at as your focal point. You can choose clear quartz, petalite, or phenacite, or any crystal that feels right for you to use for this purpose. To dedicate the crystal, simply hold it in your left hand, placing your right hand over the top of it and say, oh, I'd rather do this with y'all right now. I'm going to use a rose quartz while we're here for the collective. So I got it in my left hand. Candles are right there. And I already envision myself whenever I do these readings that I'm already in the galaxy surrounded by the stars. So we're here with it. I now call upon beloved Sirius, goddess of unconditional love, and her high priestess, Lady Isis, who loves me unconditionally. Cleanse this stone now in service to your love. Bliss it with your light, that I may receive you more deeply into my heart this night, and as well as the day, but somewhere in the world it is night. So be it. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Then it also mentions here to set up your altar, whether it be with objects inside or simply a seat outside where you can look at the stars without craning your neck. You may wish to lay down on a blanket in such instances. Say the incantation below 3 times. Sirius, beacon of unconditional love, the heart of the goddess shining above, your deepest peace and wisdom wild, I call you now as your beloved star child. Let me rise above forgetfulness and fear. Help my true nature be strong and clear, so that no matter what seems to be, I am anchored within divinity. Nothing distracts me from the true face, from my true face, shining bright with endless peace and grace. Sirius, beacon of unconditional love, the heart of the goddess shining above, your deepest peace and wisdom wild, I call you now as your beloved star child. Let me rise above forgetfulness and fear. Help my true nature be strong and clear, so that no matter what seems to be, I am anchored within divinity. Nothing distracts me from my true face, shining bright with endless peace and grace. Sirius, beacon of unconditional love, the heart of the goddess shining above, your deepest peace and wisdom wild, I call you now as your beloved star child. Let me rise above forgetfulness, and fear. Help my true nature be strong and clear, so that no matter what seems to be, I am anchored within divinity. Nothing distracts me from my true face, shining bright with endless peace and grace. After you have repeated this incantation 3 times, be in your heart. Feel the energy of Sirius entering into your heart through the crown of your head and the forehead with softness and peace, power and grace. Just allow. At this vibration, struggle can fall away and you can know a peace that will continue to emanate even beyond your ritual, bringing healing and transformation to your life. Stay with the process for as long as you feel right for you. When you are ready, just open your eyes. So some of you who are deciding to do this, you can even pause the video at this moment and continue along with this, and then come back to the reading if you must. Now, that would be it for that. Let's see what comes out with it. We got High Priestess as I split the deck here. And then we have Divine Sisterhood. Ashe. Oh, yeah. What other message do you have here with the Lady of the Stars for the collective? Divine Sun Child. Ooh. Sheesh. Blissings of the Sun Falcon. Wow. Becoming the hero, Heru. Serpent of Fire. Yeah, this message going to be powerful for real. Priestess of the Serpent Sisterhood. And Tiamat's energy's been coming in strongly too. The primordial force of water and creation of gods as well. As far as that pantheon is concerned, Divine Sun Child. You went from Star Child to Divine Sun Child. Listen. All right now. Blessings of the Sun Falcon, the Divine Sun Child, Horus, son of Isis and Osiris. Flow to you now, beloved initiate. It is time to allow your life to flourish without limits, to let your light burn bright without veil, just like the midsummer sun burning without contest in the Egyptian desert. Blessings of the Sun Falcon herald the time when your divine legacy is being born. It is your time to burn bright. Listen, I heard that last message. I'm going to just go to the incantation for this message here. Let me see if it says anything in regards to the Lady of the Stars, because some of these cards do this as well. Yep, Divine Hero of Egypt. So the incantation is Horus, Falcon of the Golden Sun. My creative energies have begun to shine bright and strong. Help my creative projects along to fulfillment and completion pure, with your will and light so sure. Horus, Falcon of the Golden Sun, my successes and winnings now come. So the message from our beloved Aset speaks of the Priestess of Sirius and Blissings of the Sun Falcon, Lady of the Stars, Divine Sun Child. It is time for you to rise. It is time for you to rise. At the top of the deck, Ancient Power Mysteries. And this is being granted. And I'm going to repeat a specific message as far as that is concerned. Okay? It's also a message that I posted earlier on Twitter. Make sure that when you come across information, you're not expressing the information to someone to come across, um, basically seeking validation for what you know. What you know, you know. The moment you begin to use it to, you don't have to show anyone that you're doing the work. That's between you and Source. When you're doing that, Source already knows that you're doing it for the long, for a different cause. Because we're not going to use right or wrong, good or bad, for a different cause, and that cause is going to come with a different effect. It's going to come with its own effect, right? So, going to Lady of the Stars. In regards to that message, if you feel inflated or better than others in any way, this is not the guidance for you, at least at this time. Instead, the guidance for you is to realize that you are beautiful, you are worthy, and the part of you that is comparing yourself to others, hoping to find that you are better, is suffering from an emptiness within that doesn't know that you are beautiful and worthy. And this easily comes across and is evident when you have a being speaking to another being who understands that and can sense where that's coming from. So be very mindful of the information that is guided to you from Source and the way you want to provide that information to the collective. Because what this Lionsgate is doing is really showing if you're doing it from your heart or if you're doing it to look the part. So, keep that in mind. Thank you, beloved Isis. Blessings from the Sun Falcon, Horus, Osiris. The whole fam showed up just now, okay? The whole fam showed up. So, let us continue with Wisdom and Psychic Tarot Oracle cards. We're going to get deeper and deeper into these messages. So we went from the ethers, now we're coming into, I'll say, the 8th, 7th, 9th, 8th, 7 chakras. Look at that. Split the deck. We got spiritual union. So we're, okay, 8th, 7th, 6th chakra. Let's see what it is. To the sea. Some of you get into them spiritual baths, enjoy it. This feels like, when you were in school and it's the last few days where you finish all your finals and you can breathe. That's what it feels like. So let's see. No place like home. This card speaks of the eye of the soul, and with the same as you saw with that spiritual union card, the third eye. As you see, when people put certain comments in the chat, asking for readings, I'm always guided to remove that energy because that's not this type of live, that's not this type of space. And on top of that, that shows the lack of respect for me and others that are here, as this is a collective message. So I do not tolerate that, not one bit. You know what I'm saying? So from a space of unconditional love, because it's not unconditional love that the message is coming through. You know what I mean? So my vessel is wide open right now too with this fasting. So it's like I can see right through it all. Usually can, but right now it's a beautiful space to be in. I'm not gonna front. It's a beautiful space to be in. Here's your message, collective. Give me 1 second, though. Gotta refill my little spray bottle now. All right, here we go. What is the message for the collective? Ooh, yes. Balance. Followed by balance and the orphan. Okay. 11-5. Now 11-5. That's connected to the 6 of Cups, which speaks of the child past life. So you're definitely bringing balance to a lot that has been brought up to the surface from childhood that you may have swept under the rug and swept so far up under the rug that you totally forgot about it, but it was still an energy that was a part of you, leading you into the life you experienced thereafter. This could also be a part of that energy where sometimes things could be, you could be experiencing something where you can't really pinpoint your finger on it as to what this is. It could have something to do with that as well. Some of you may have grown up motherless or fatherless, or having to do this for yourself, be the mother or father for yourself. But there's definitely divine justice and divine balance coming in for you as the very first card, the very first message coming in. At the bottom of the deck here, let's see. Deception and envy. Okay, this is the moon in Aquarius. So here we go. We got this full moon that's coming up on the 11th, 12th, depending on where you're located. That's really going to bring this cycle to a completion. Now, bringing it to a completion obviously means that you're doing something spiritually that's bringing it up to the surface for you to see it or feel it, to handle it, because that is the only way to, that is, yeah, when it comes to handling something, you have to, make it a part of your presence, or you have to be aware of it or acknowledge it. If you're acknowledging it, that means it's there. So let's see what else comes out. Another 5. Wow. 11:55. 11:55. Wisdom, balance and wisdom, justice, and the Hierophant. Yeah, see, 23 again. There's a whole new beginning here. Like, this is the Ace of Swords with this dove flying through here. A lot of you been seeing feathers. Like, you normally see feathers, but you're seeing it more than usual. Now, it's to the point where it's like, okay, you've been picking up the feathers that you've been seeing, but then you're like, shit, am I supposed to be picking up all these feathers though? Trust your intuition, whatever is telling you. If you feel like you do a double take to determine if you're gonna pick up that feather, just like you picked up the last 5, pick up that 6th one. Okay. Now, this wisdom comes in when you are emotionally secured. This wisdom card is also the Hierophant, which speaks of Taurus, the 2nd house, which speaks of finances and possessions. However, this level of emotional security of those of you that I'm talking to right now, there's an understanding that yes, your finances does bring forth that emotional security, but what if that isn't there? Then what is it that you're pulling, your security from? Because it is a currency, nonetheless. That which allows you to attain these resources from another resource is connected to a currency that is already within you. Welcome, beloved. So, That's wild because I definitely saw this puppy in a dream. And the number that came across has something to do with between 50 and 60K. There's a hobby that you have that the beginning stages of that seed is 50 to 60K. And I said the beginning stages of it, 244. However, you'll connect to whatever that ability or gift is the moment you remove yourself from what you feel like you have to do, that you can also do, and that you may want to do, but it's more so connected to what you have to do. So you may not necessarily love what it is that thing is that you're doing. What you love to do will allow you to work effortlessly, where you're doing a lot less and receiving way more than what you would if you were doing something that you have to do, knowing that you can. You may want to do it, but you're more so doing it because you have to. Is it what you love to do? Sometimes this energy here that's being balanced out may have you believe that that's something that you love to do. That's another part of this spiritual journey too, where you go through these cleansing cycles to realize, oh shit, this is not what I really want to do. Or this is what I would want to do, but this is not what I love to do. So this is giving me new moon vibes. So some of you are definitely manifesting something that you have put out to the universe during the new moon in Aquarius, between January and February. So this could be like those resolutions that people come up with. Let me see what else comes out though. Let me see what else comes out. For some of you, your story is an entire book, a series of books. Could be 5. And they're also guiding you here. If you can find a rock that sits high enough that you can get on top of and sit and cry out whatever it is that needs to be released, go ahead and do so. I feel like you have a connection to bloodlines, to giants that are here to assist the earth in evolving. Let's see. Look at that by the book. This speaks of universal law. This is what I'm saying. Another 11. Wow. 11, 11, 55. And at the bottom, you have chopped wood. So as you're chopping things down, you're also cleaning it up. In the past, you may have chopped things down, but you let the debris remain there so that the dust from all of that kept on flying around, becoming a part of your reality. Come to the edge, it says, again with this rock. Come to the edge. I'm going to give y'all what it says here about by the book. And then we're going to the Tarot. 11, 11, 55 though. Some of you are definitely going to be encountering people of your soul tribe, for sure. Some of you have literally been on a very long journey by yourself, as far as physically. But you won't be by yourself anymore, though. There's going to be like this you've learned to rise up, each rising with unconditional love, or learning to. And now you'll have people that you can share that with where you don't feel like it's being half-assed. Because you may have experienced that before, but it wasn't. It's basically receiving love that you are able to give. A major give and take reciprocity going on here. 11. Says the universe works within a structure of divine laws. Now, this card speaks of abiding by social rules, conformity, respecting cultural and family customs, universal laws. And I feel like those social rules, conformity, respecting cultural and family customs, I'm picking this up as galactic family, cosmic family, because that's what's connected to the universal law. The universe works within a structure of divine laws and principles that provides a framework for human experience and evolution. The law of abundance, the law of prayer, the law of karma, the law of attraction, the law of thought, the law of compensation, and the law of nature are only a few that are known. These principles create perfect order and operate with a kind of precision beyond human understanding. Even revolution has its place in universal law. Human beings, in turn, have their own laws and customs that vary from culture to culture and family to family. Laws keep social order and govern behavior, reflecting an instinctive understanding that harmony is important. This is a time to learn these laws and conform to them, rather than being a rebel and flouting them. When this card appears, submit to structure and follow the rules even if they seem to make no sense. Release resistance, for universal laws will correct any disharmony. That's a fact. Open your eyes to those universal laws, and it will be easier to go by the book this time, the book of universal laws. As far as relationships are concerned, getting along with others entails understanding and respecting who they have become as a result of their environment. Now, the way, because we already know how I am with you're not here to be understood by anyone, and people are not here to understand you. And more so, this is allowing me to state the following, that that expression is more so coming from a conversation that you would have with someone to do that. Everyone is an observer. Whether each one decides to be that observer, different story, but everyone is an observer. And in observing what's going on, you can determine that understanding. You know, this is basically saying trust the actions more than the words type of vibe. So it says find the middle ground that allows the relationship to flourish while honoring the individuality of the other person. Play things by the book instead of trying to break the rules or pressure others to conform to the way you want to do them. Your connection will deepen as a result. Prosperity message. Again, trying is an insult to doing. That's how they're going to do it. So, play things by the book instead of breaking the rules or pressuring others to conform to the way you want to do them. Because that would be that point where now you're having a certain conversation to get them to understand that about you. Now you're just going in a circle and in a hamster wheel. You know, their actions or, possible responses in connection to that action is showing you a lot. All you have to do is pay attention. Just like the lady at the stars was saying earlier, this is a time to pay attention because amazing changes, great changes are happening right here, right now, in this moment. Prosperity message. At this time, you can expect a return on your investment. Whatever you have pursued, be it a dream you've long cherished, a skill you've cultivated, or a service you're called to, will come to you if you are willing to go by the book. You don't need to reinvent the wheel to be successful. Follow in the footsteps of others who have already achieved the things you're striving for. You can learn a lot by observing the structures that are already working. And there's a lot of things that's working that don't work for particular individuals. It is your responsibility to observe what works for you. Your creative projects and commitment to prosperity are in alignment with the needs of the world, but impatience may tempt you to cut corners to get there more quickly. Stick with what you know works, and you will attract abundance. What you know. What you know. Crown chakra. Aquarius. Aquarius is 11th house, which speaks of social relationships, refinement, harmony. You know. Think how often you find yourself taking action on a decision, but it's not the primary decision that you had where your intuition was speaking to you. Then later on, you find yourself telling yourself, I should have did what I was going to do before. Now, in that moment, you can still do what you said you was going to do before. But there are moments where people become too entangled in a situation and continue on due to conformity at times to do what they are doing instead of stepping outside the box and with that Aquarius energy of what they know they should be doing. The protection message for number 11 by the book. Now is the time for a real change in consciousness as you are incited to revolt. Challenge the structures that are limiting authentic progress. It is not enough to rebel in small ways. This is a call to revolution. Focus on what you really want to achieve, regardless of whether it feels so far outside the box that the established order may reject it. Genius, invention, and transformation are rarely comfortable and less likely to be accepted by the mainstream. It may be time for you to say no to the way of your group, take a stand, and make real changes. It could be that the structure of your inner world is alerting you to the need for a complete overhaul. This is, and concluding on page 44, a time for transformation. So let go of the fear of change. Your intuition will lead you through the darkness. Hermit. There is no turning back now. Trust that the light will dawn. Epiphanies will surely lead to miracles. And the sun squaring Uranus is definitely bringing this energy in for you also. Keep that in mind. Let's go over to the tarot. Let me keep these over here though. The energy is beautiful though, nonetheless. I'll tell you that. It really is. Let's see. What message do you have? Highest self for the collective. What does source have to say for the collective for this tarot spread? Where are we going with this? Talk to us. Where are we going, baby? Where are we going? Where are we going with this? Balance, wisdom, orphaned by the book. Predated soul agreement I'm getting from that. Orphaned by the book. You had to mother yourself, father yourself, sibling yourself, as it was already written for you that way to step into this position. Yeah, for sure. To change the foundation. To bring the changes that are necessary for your bloodline. All right. right, so before we get into the tarot spread, the first card out is pull 1, 2, 3 oracle cards. We've already started with the oracle cards, but I'm going to pull 3 more. The basis of this is connected to timelessness. So some of you are definitely watching this live. You are earth angels. You are definitely here from source. You a whole different type of star seed that doesn't come with the explanation of words to describe who and what you are. Okay, you're connected to the planet Mount Deck, which is the asteroid belt, and we have the root chakra at the bottom of the deck once again. Let's pull these 3 oracle cards. What are the 3 oracle messages you have here for the collective? Yep, exchange of gifts. This is speaking of partnership as well. The Gibo rune, the X rune. 3 oracles here. What are the 3 oracle messages? We have TikTok, intuition. Now, the previous reading we were looking at 203. This is 302, which connects to the energy for me right now as I'm picking up on 302 area code wise Dover. That would be the dove, which was 23. Triumph is coming in the more you connect to your intuition, because it is showing you clearer and clearer, this eternal life that you have the opportunity to connect to. And as we were reading that message from the Lady of the Stars, with imagining the stars, here's a confirmation of doing that and what it brings forth to you. And the first message that was at the bottom of the deck in the IG message was timing is critical. And I was letting the collective know over that side that whatever perception or whatever you allow to control you based on what time is what's in control of your life, which basically isn't you. It's 301 right now. It's about to be 302. We got one more card to pull, but let me see what 302 talking about in all of these numbers. It's definitely something we got to know here. 302. Gematria speaks of best info. This one was high. Be prepared. Wait a minute. It also mentions the egg of Doth, which is part of the Kabbalah, which speaks of knowledge. Oh shit, it got BX written on here. Crimson, which is giving me Delta vibes. A triangle, the Holy Trinity, Mardi Gras. Feed the children. It says profeta, which is basically the Spanish Latin word for prophetess. Fire plasma. Father Dagon. Give me Father Dogon. Heartbeat. Let me see what the lexicon numbers are speaking of here. It wants to show me the planetary hours. Let me get a look at that. We are in Mercury as of 2:11. It's now 3:03. We'll be in the sign of the hour of Mercury until 3:20. 3:20 also speaks of the end when it comes to the Hebrew lexicon numbers. But let me see what 3:02 says, because that's also 3:20. 3:02. It says, my brother is foolish. And then we got that orphan card on the other side here. So what I'm picking up from this right now, for some of you, when it came to your destiny, this could be a Gemini, this could be siblings or cousins. They were all part of your journey to wake you up to who you are at this very moment. This message is resonating with you as far as where you have to bring um, balance into the root of it all. Now, 302. One second. That's the Empress, the Fool, and the High Priestess. And right now, if you are fasting, you're definitely merging the Queen, the Empress, the High Priestess, and the Goddess as one to bring forth this divine sisterhood, which is connecting you to a very high vibration when it comes to your spiritual path, your journey. And it feels like you're pulling in your future self into the right now moment. 302 says begin communicating. Begin communicating is a symbol of respect as it has influence of numbers 3, 0, and 2. Begin to speak with respect to all those who surround you. You may also find yourself in a relationship with someone that is younger than you, or you could be in a relationship with someone that is younger than you. And if you are in a relationship with someone that is younger than you, and they could also be the youngest of their siblings, they could be going through a transformation where they're realizing where they haven't been heard. So if you find yourself, let's say if you could be the younger person in your relationship, and if you are the younger sibling, or if not, you could even still pick up on that energy if your person is the eldest and they have you and you're younger than them. They can still bring forth that energy that their younger sibling may be feeling. As to what I'm saying right now. So there could be this, it's like the runt of the pack is realizing how much or what their journey truly is. And as we were seeing before, having a lot to do with the root of it all, transforming the root of it all. So I'm seeing the Eight of Cups now, walking away from a lot of different belief systems that are not truly connected to universal law or the great cosmic mother. Because one thing that keeps playing in my mind's eye as I'm talking to y'all is the Bible stating where, that God is a jealous God. Now, when it comes to the universe and the cosmic law and unconditional love, there is no such thing. If anything, that is nothing but pure toxicity. And this is part of what's at the root of certain cultures where there are certain things that are being done that are not in connection to universal law. So, let's see what the other oracle card is. Stand your ground. That's a message. 30, 27. 327 is Mars and Aries. And then we have community. Yeah, stand your ground. You're going to be connecting with those who have, are like-minded and like-hearted when it comes to certain things that you know, based on beliefs that you really had to break down, so that way you can connect to your faith. Because now it's giving me the energy where faith and belief are two completely different things now. Because the word belief still implies a certain level of doubt. Faith, not at all. Because that means that you're trusting in the unknown. Now I'm thinking of now what's coming across is the statement make believe. Just from observation and that being used and through experience, make believe still doesn't fully connect you to having faith. It doesn't connect you to having faith. Because if you're making believe something happens, there's obviously something outside of you that is helping you to connect to that knowing that's already within. And sources like, you know what you're talking about, keep going, don't second guess yourself. Now, because when you have faith in something, you know the shit's gonna happen. You just know it is. When you say the word believe, you're still thinking about it. It's similar to saying trying. That's how the energy is coming across to me at this very moment. Trying, which is an insult to doing, which is an insult to having faith. Again, if you break down that word belief, B, lie, F is the sixth letter, which speaks of a choice. See, when you have faith, you've already made the choice. When you're speaking of belief, you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out of making a choice. Faith tells you this is going to happen, this is what it is. Belief tells you this is what might happen, this might be what it is. See? So, stand your ground. This is speaking of Saturn and Leo. Then we have community, and then temptation at the top of the deck was under that. Wisdom for that. Breathe through it. Just breathe through it. 1529, 1511, 1529. That's 7 of Swords energy again. 2-9. Let's see what these remainder cards are talking about. So we pulled the 3 tarot cards that said TikTok, intuition, stand your ground, then followed by get out of neutral, no more stalling. You are connected to ancient Kemet, and they want you to step into your God energy. Remember that death and life are in the power of the tongue. Proverbs 18:21. And they who indulge in it shall eat the fruit of it. And then you have here, you are an ancient divine feminine, divine masculine. You are remembering 13. So this Saturn date, now 313, could be highly significant. Then we have here Proverbs 24:14. So shall you know skillful and godly wisdom to be thus to your life. If you find it, then shall there be a future, a reward. Your hope and expectation shall not be cut off. So this is what I'm talking about in terms of you doing the work that you love to do effortlessly, rather than doing what you, granted, you're going to be in this state where you have to do what you must do to take care of yourself. but make sure you're getting to a space in your life where you're doing what you love to do, because that's originally why you came to this planet. Don't let these inorganic beings tell you otherwise. So let's see what the tarot cards are talking about. Grand afternoon, beloved. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 115. Starting this tarot spread. The great cosmic mother is not jealous or envious. Not at all. Bottom of the deck, we have the Fool card. All right. TikTok. Time is ticking. What numbers pulled through here? First one I see is 13. Yeah, 13. It's the first thing my eyes went to. 13. So we'll see what's going on. The Fool card at the top of the deck. 5 of Wands, Saturn and Leo. With the Fool card, taking a leap of faith when it comes to that which doesn't allow you to connect the dots, to see the angles, or to connect with your angels. A leap of faith here. What's the current situation? The Page of Coins. Okay. Within 3 weeks, what's going on here? You could be becoming more aware of what this was, which now allows you to bring forth balance into your life, to begin this new beginning. When I say begin this new beginning, it's you've already been doing the work within, and now you're seeing the beginning stages manifest. And we got the pyramids in the back. Lionsgate could definitely have an effect to that. That which was dry at one point is definitely now being replenished, hydrated. There we go. 5 of Swords. Full moon in Aquarius energy, because it's going to be at 19 degrees. 19 degrees is a Libra degrees, which is ruled by Venus. This is Venus in Aquarius card. 5 of Swords. Core values when it comes to the way it connects with those that are around you, social relationships. So this is a challenge here for some of you when it comes to you stepping into this new found being, this realignment for some of you. For others of you, this is your initial alignment to your higher self. Really disconnecting from that false reality that it's separate. Okay. We have here 9 of Swords. This is Mars in Gemini. Okay, so this here right now. Let me look at my calendar really quick. Because the full moon Aquarius at 19 degrees is shaping up to be one of the tougher one of the year. The fact that the moon will be with Saturn, squaring Uranus and Mars in Taurus. If you have a moon in Aquarius, you're definitely going to be feeling this, obviously, but this energy in terms of, because people with the moon in Aquarius tend to hide their emotions, even in situations where they don't have to. Because it's not that they're, that they're cold or anything like that. No, they have to know that they can trust you to be able to open up. So even if you're not moving Aquarius, this could be a part of your life where it's like you're now coming out of your shell. Therefore, the challenge, again, going back to the Five of Swords, is coming out of your shell and not perceiving these new encounters that you have as something of the past, which is also going to test you when these new encounters do come in, the way you respond to them. If you're still responding from your mindset of the way you were handled in the past, or are you responding from the mindset of what you've grown to become, right? So let's see. Yeah, this full moon can indicate possible abrupt or painful endings or results from previous actions or projects, and the need to adjust the course of direction. Being more careful, as the energy will be explosive and people will be way more reactive and negative. Because that's the duality of this realm as far as Earth School is concerned. Like, you're really getting to know who you are, the God within you, so that when these energies present themselves, it's not attacking you per se. Because a lot of people are going to really feel attacked during this time, not realizing that that attack is coming from their own internal conversations that they're manifesting outside of themselves. So it's important to really, get to the root of everything that has caused you to respond in a way that's not coming from unconditional love. Granted, whenever you feel like you got to express yourself in a certain way, obviously harm to no one, do you. Get that energy out of you, because sometimes that energy can become so clogged up within your perception that it has to have a certain type of outburst. But this is also coming down to knowing who you can do this with, and more than likely it's going to be best to do that with yourself. This is why I say record yourself whenever you feel in some type of way. I promise you that should work, especially if you got Pisces or 12th house energy in your chart. You better be using your own camera and expressing yourself however it is that you want to. Because you can express that same emotion or that same emotion to someone, and you would want to take it back on 2233, but you can't. When it comes to you recording yourself, you can say whatever you want to say and delete the shit. See what I'm saying? So let's see what we got going on here. Look at the Hangman. As we were just talking about this 12th house Pisces energy. So the full moon could bring in this challenge to a new beginning. I want to clarify that already, though. Tell me more about this connection of the Five of Swords. Look at that. You definitely can have a strong connection to your divine angels and ancestors here to intervene, divinely intervene. Yeah, so some of you really are holding on to something still. You can find yourself burping a lot. That's just your internal compass shifting and releasing the heat. Yeah, see, we got the Wheel of Fortune. Some of you just really have to call on your guides here. Saturn. You may want to meditate during the Saturn hours, because Queen of Pentacles is connected to Saturn. Saturn has a lot to do with your bones, the teeth, really connecting to Saturn as far as obstacles and challenges that you experience, to gain the wisdom from it once and for all. So you're not sitting here going through the dark night of the soul. It was something you've done probably 6 fucking times already. So what's at the base? No, excuse me. Clarify this Five of Swords. There's something to do with the basis of it, though, obviously. But These two cards really have a lot to do with the foundation. Look at that. Working with people online. This could be social media. Okay. When it comes to social media, this could have something to do with not allowing the way people live their lives affect you, but just observe it for what it is because you know the truth of something. So some of you know the truth of something and people are moving around in a different way. Now, they could be doing that, fronting, as we would easily call it fronting. Or this could be the way that they're um, uplifting themselves. So this is why it's also important for you to just do you and mind your business, and they'll do the same. Now, this is Mars in Capricorn, as a matter of fact. So definitely working with that Saturn energy. We're okay. Some of you may want to meditate during the Saturn hour to gain clarity about something that came through to you in a dream state. What else? This has something to do with career, a peak experience, a mother-in-law, your knees as well. This fell and it showed me the Ten of Wands. This is Saturn and Sag. Something you're holding on to is going to be released during this full moon. Depending on where you're at in your journey, this release can feel like pulling off a scab that's not yet to be peeled off. Or this could be a scab, depending on where you're at, that's ready to be peeled off, but you still have it just sitting there dangling and shit. That's the best way I could express that to you at this moment. Let's see. What else? With this Five of Swords and Page of Cups. There goes Judgment. And here goes that 320, by the way. What did it say? TikTok? Trust your intuition. Stand your ground. 7, God energy. To complete this cycle. Remember, initially you got balanced wisdom by the book Orphan. So trust in universal laws. You may want to read about those universal laws too. Or the 7 Hermetic principles. Get real familiar with that. Look at your life and say, oh, let's see what the Judgment card is, because this has to do with, again, social relationships. That's the challenge card. And we got on the swords and through here again, the way it was over here. That's what I was looking for, Mars and Gemini. That's the 20th? Sure the fuck is the 20th. Wow. Information flow speeds up. Everyday life picks up its pace. Fast developments in commercial, administrative, and business matters. Hectic activities helps with fast completion of mental and administrative tasks. Mental unrest and nervous stress more likely. Communications and social interactions can be more excitable but also stressful. So I'm glad we definitely started with the Lady of the Stars. That is something you more than definitely want to go back to if you to experience that. 12828. 2828 speaks of abundance coming to you right now. So okay, this is that twin energy. It's like when one thing is happening, that there's another side where there's other things happening too. So this is a strong moment of you knowing where you're shifting your focus. And like the message on IG was, focus on a solution, not a problem or the problem. Focus on the solution. Keep your focus on the solution. What's the Judgment here? Look at this. I put these cards down and look how it showed up. Judgment again. 10 of Wands right there again. Listen. Look at that. Look at this shit. I'm not even. You see the cards talking, right? It's telling you on this new journey, in this new phase, trust your intuition, trust your instincts, and move forward. You have been creating this yourself. Now there's 2 other beings on this card, but it's just showing me the Sacral Chakra here. There's something that you've been creating that you're ready for, and it's time for you to move out of murky waters into stable waters. Focus on the solution, not the problem. Because if you're focusing on the problem, you're going to create more of that problem wherever you're going that's already stable, being that you're not going to be able to see the stability where you're moving towards. Wow. What's the judgment here? What's the judgment here when it comes to the Three of Pentacles? That's what Divine Sunchild told you. Your legacy is being prepared for you now. The Three of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles together is Saturn in Taurus. Taurus speaks about your emotional security and what you see that brings forth that emotional security. It better not be anything outside of you. Because everything that is outside of you, it's time for you to now know and not believe that it's a currency within you. You're supposed to know that. Even during the age of Pisces, the age of faith believing, that was something that was supposed to be taught. But you see here now, you had so many of these inorganic beings teaching something completely different. Because they overstood the power, but they misused it. And now there are consequences for misusing that power. And unfortunately, those consequences are being presented on the silver platter for those who continue to follow that path, with the opportunity to shift and step away from what society tells them to do and focus on what the great cosmic mother, divine law, divine cosmic universal law is saying to do here, on top of their ancestors that are in this space to even know what's going on. And we got the Six of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. I feel like this Judgment card is giving me the energy of the physical representation of how this looks here in this earthly realm. Some of you have to really balance out your throat chakra. And how do you do that? Pay attention to the way you're able to express yourself or not express yourself when it comes to particular conversations with people, because this is that Five of Swords energy. Because those of you who are on this spiritual journey and you're closing out cycles with people of your past, you're realizing on a deeper level why there is a major disconnect. You're connected to the knowing while they're still connected to believing. That believing energy, and I'm going to keep expressing it this way because this is what I came to this planet for. That believing energy ain't connected to the cosmos. It's not connected to universal law. Faith, knowing, different story. Because believing will have you controlling things outside of yourself that you have no control of. Because you're so disconnected from self. Your dynamic changes completely when you're speaking from the vibration that you have faith and that you know you can do something. And I'm saying that also from experience, that when I have faith or I know versus believing, I've seen things not come to its fruition when I've used the word believe versus me using the word faith and knowing. The shit look completely different. Feels different too. Alright, so let's get back to the messages, love. Here we go. What's at the basis here? That's the truth. Split the deck. The truth. Ace of Swords. What's at the basis of this? That was the Nine of Cups that flipped in and out, which is Jupiter and Pisces. So it's giving me the energy of Jupiter retrograde stepping into Pisces, which is going to help you tie up loose ends as well. Look at that. 10 of Wands wants to come out, and it was showing itself several times in both of these decks as we was clarifying the current situation and the challenging aspect or what's influencing it. So what's influencing your current situation is based on the foundation of what the powers that you have, that you are aware of, that you seek through a challenge, that you've purposely seek and purposely taken on a challenge to know this part of yourself. Okay. The bottom of the deck here is the Four of Coins again. The Four of Coins again. See, you're holding Nine of Wands. Emotions connected to memories when it came to you seeking the truth. Because there's a lot of things that come to surface when you're seeking truth that you also would have to handle. But it looks like here you have a great handle on this. So I'm really getting a great vibration from this Five of Swords being a challenge. And it feels like it's more so connected to your environment. And you're standing your ground here. Okay? You're standing your ground here, trusting your intuition about what it is that you're about to do next. And what you're about to do next is not to harm anyone. But you will be harming other people if you're conforming to what they believe you should do and the way that they believe that you should treat them. On top of you hurting yourself and not believing in your truth and following your truth from all this long ass journey that you've been on. Again, Nine of Wands is big segment energy as well. The wounded warrior, the wounded healer. You can take on a lot, but that's not your responsibility though. Your responsibility is not here to carry everybody else's burden. It's for you to carry your own and have balance enough to use this Ace of Wands, to use this enlightenment from the personal development that you have gained through each of these 9 lessons or each of these 9 lives. So you can see deeper and clearly through all parts of your life. So you can bring the power to right now, because that's where your power works best, in the now. Not in the past, not in the future, now. So let's see what's in the immediate past. So with the deck, we got Justice. Continue to work on you. What it is that you're analyzing. That's the Sun and Virgo card, 8 of Pentacles. What's in the immediate past here for the collective? The Six of Swords, which we saw not too long ago. Clarifying the Five of Swords with the Page of Coins. So this is basically, this is what this reading is about. On the way that you're learning to move forward by remembering all and what you are. This is Mercury, the messenger of the gods, of the outside world, or the ethereal realms. Messenger of the gods in connection to you receiving messages from the stars, which is why you see the Five of Wands. You've gone through these misjudgments or lack of communication, so you can truly see how deeply rooted you are to the cosmos, these stars, to be the messenger of the gods, because you are a god yourself. Let's see what's crowning the reading. Page of Swords is here. Detachment. Because been going through this process for the last 2 years, so that way now you can receive your wish fulfillment. Jupiter in Pisces, 9 of Cups, and Jupiter will be in Pisces as it's going retrograde. Let's see. Wow. The Two of Coins, Jupiter in Capricorn. So there's an expansion. There's an expansion happening here. Notice how this Two of Coins looks well balanced. As far as this particular position that he's in, you've gone through situations to strengthen each side of your core. Because whenever I give this specific exercise to my clients to train, what it's doing is it's training you to strengthen your obliques and really have balance between the hip, the core as well as your back. And knowing what your glute feels like, the strongest muscle on your body. Okay, so now what's crowning this reading is definitely you expanding. This could be you expanding when it comes to muscle, the muscle of the work that you've been putting in when it came to this journey. And now you have a balance of it. Now you're able to juggle all these gifts that you have, like this 9 of Wands. Well, 10 of Wands, excuse me. And I said 9 of Wands because you've gone through quite the cycle to, stand your ground when it came to what your intuition has been telling you here, with this number 9 also popping through on this side. Okay, now that stand your ground energy is Mars. This is Jupiter, and Mars is before Jupiter. See, Maldek was positioned between Mars and Jupiter. Maldek formed the asteroid belt. Now, a lot of the asteroids come with a lot of triple goddess, mystical, feminine, sacred, primordial energy that has been put on the back burner. So with that on the back burner, there will never be balance on this planet. It wouldn't be balanced on this planet. It was just 141.14 on the timer. With the 2 of Coins crowning your message right now, December 21st, December 30th could be significant, which was around the time of the full moon in Cancer. And this new moon in Cancer actually began this process of this Page of Coins coming out here. Where now you know what exactly you have to do. Let me see. Tell me more about this 2 of Coins. I got the Knight of Wands here at the bottom of the deck. And what's peeping out here is the 2 of Cups. Okay. With Venus going into Leo, yeah, this could have a lot to do with love as well. See, as far as love, there could be situations that you experience as a child that connect you to certain partners for you to actually unravel the lesson. What's that? 5 of Cups and the Strength card. Yeah, big time. Exactly that. What's the 2 of Coins here? It fell on top of the 10 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, which speaks of independence here, and it also speaks of the Falcon. Because you see her hand, she's holding a falcon. So there's a level of trust that you now have. And we got the 7 of Cups, Venus in Scorpio. And as I was saying, it was something I was saying. Independence and the 7 of Cups. There's this knowing you now have when it comes to the mysteries of transformation. So right now, this message is really going for those that are you are one of the Priestess of Sirius, one of the High Priest of Sirius, where you're connecting to people as such, and you're just got to be mindful of what it is that you're doing, how you're expressing yourself to them, because they are a direct witness to source. Okay, direct witness to source. You want to be mindful. Then you have here 2 of Coins being clarified by the 9 of Pentacles. There's something that you've been able to balance finally through these lessons. And it's also you connecting more to your spiritual self and releasing the ego. So that way you now can step into trusting, having faith, and knowing of the unknown. Faith of the unknown, and knowing that you're still going to be guided and protected, even if things aren't flowing the way you may want it to at this particular moment, but it's going to change nonetheless. Everything is being brought to balance. This 2 of Pentacles and this 9 of Pentacles will be 11, which you got first, which speaks of balance. So as long as you're balancing your mind based on what it is that you're feeling, and the way you do that is to really acknowledge what that is that you're feeling. Acknowledge what you're feeling because you're manifesting what you feel. Yes, the universe is mental, but 14444. But at the same time, what you're thinking about is stemming from what you're feeling. Okay? And with the Falcon speaks of trust. When you look at falconry, what they're doing is they're testing their level of trust when it comes to a magnificent being, the falcon, to let it go and trust that it's going to come back. And when these falcons are released, they fly away for days, even months, and some don't return and some do. So you can even take a look at that or watch certain videos about falconry that can also help you with. It may not be the same exact situation you're experiencing, but it's for sure going to give you some clarity. The falcons, the harper eagle. Yeah, we got 3 of swords here. Some of you that are clearing out the heart chakra, I'll have to clear up the heart chakra. What's happening in the immediate future here? Wow. 9 of Cups. So I'm seeing this as, woo, the Judgment card again. It just wanted to peek through because you got the Knight of Cups in reverse and the Page of Cups. So this could be an offer, 345 in the past that you said no to, that's coming back around, especially with Jupiter retrograde, Saturn, Chiron. With Chiron retrograde in the sign of Aries, it's in the sign of who you are, the deeply rooted wounds of who you are. This could even connect to ancestors as well, or maternal bloodline. Like you have a connection to people outside of you based on the way your DNA and your cells is structured from generation to generation. Let me clarify this Knight of Cups before I say it, because I feel like this Lionsgate portal, because the pyramids are also there. The pyramids are where else in this card? In the Page of Coins. Yes, someone could be coming in from the past. This doesn't have to be a lover. This could even be, it could be anything. You know what I'm saying? It could be work, it could be love, it could be family. But there's this energy of something coming back from the past. But whatever this is that's coming back from the past, they had to have a lot of courage to even say whatever it is that they're saying. Now, the lesson for some of you, as I'm saying, the past is the way you respond to what I just said. Some of you are going to be like, I don't know anything from my past. But be careful the way you respond to that. If you don't want something from your past, then okay, let it be what it is. But the moment you start going, I know this, and you start giving yourself reasons, you're showing the universe the complete opposite of what you're saying. Because your energy is so high in the way you're expressing yourself. Your energy is so high in the way you're expressing yourself about it. So, why is the Knight of Cups here in reverse? Why is the Knight of Cups here in reverse? With the Page of Cups, Queen of Cups literally came out sideways. Just as I was saying, this is the 4th house. This is the root of your being. So some of you may not even be sexually, it feels like a dry spell. Like you may not even want to connect to people. But that has something to do with 2 things. One, obviously, you may not be interested in that person, granted, because you don't see a commitment. The other is you've reached a point in your journey. This could be somebody to come back from your past where you have interacted with them, sexually interacted with them, but it never became a committed relationship. And you're coming back with the same energy and you're telling them, no, we're going to take this step by step. But you're noticing that in their response is similar to the way they responded to you before, which is already showing you that they're going to come across with the same type of energy, something as for example, coming back with the same energy. You told them no, you don't want to, start off the relationship with them entering your body or you entering their body because you want your sexual relationship to be tantric. And that's only for people who are in committed relationships. Tantric sex is not for casual sex. It's not for that. Okay? You learn the hard way doing that shit. Now, that energy coming in like that is just basically showing you more about yourself, so that when you're responding to what you don't want to come back from your past, you're responding from a space that you're wise in the way that you are coming across. You're not coming across in a way that one would confuse the person, but that's not for you to control. They're confused. They're confused. The person that's supposed to be with you, they're not going to be confused about you. They're going to hear what it is that you have to say because they understand themselves. So won't be a conversation of understanding each other. It's a conversation of overstanding. Let's see why is this Queen of Cups here with the Knight of Cups? This could be a Cancer energy or water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You got Cancer, Pisces. You got Pisces twice though. Excuse me, Pisces twice. Yes, Page of Cups and Knight of Cups. Yeah, definitely some information coming in here. This could be through your dream state. Some of you are constantly dreaming of a water sign here, and that's who's coming in. If they're not physically coming in, there could be something that reminds you of them, and this could be part of your full moon in Aquarius where you're disconnecting from this once and for all. Because people can say they disconnect from the situation, but just like I said, if you don't want something from your past, if you're hearing a message about the past and you're like, I don't want nothing from my past back, and you're coming across with that type of like the energy, the movement, it's a language, okay? So you're telling the universe something completely different. You're telling them, no, bring it back to me because I didn't learn my lesson yet. Because if I learn my lesson, I can see it for what it is. Here's another thing that some of you would realize where you're at when it comes to people of your past. You unblock them. Granted, there's some people that you do block. But what I'm speaking of is more so you block someone because of a lower vibrational energy that you're connected to when it comes to them. But it's because that energy is within you first. That's what I mean. There's a point where you come to this realization where it's like, I don't have to block this person anymore because you know yourself. And you knowing yourself is actually going to put up that energetic boundary where they either can't find you on social media and it comes across as if you blocked them, or they went about their business and living their life. Either way, they moved on. Now, this could also be an instance where the person has moved on and you have them blocked. They moved on. You having them blocked is showing that you may want to still, even if you don't want to connect with them. However, they're not even paying no mind to you. So you're blocking something that's not even paying no mind to you. It's giving me the vibes of somebody asking for protection from someone who ain't even paying no mind, and now they're sending their ancestors to someone who's not even paying no mind, and now that's a misjudgment. And now they're calling in some type of spiritual consequence because they're doing that. When they had the person that they're asking protection from may not even know them. I know I said a lot, whoever that was for. If you overstand, you overstand. But yeah. Or this could be you or them who has issues with their mother being smothered. And this could be why they now come in, with a different mindset, able to provide unconditional love, not feeling smothered, because they don't have that perception that someone else is going to smother them. because certain actions that someone takes can trigger that response as to them being smothered. But again, triggers are all designed for you to change. And if this person's not ready to change, then you're going to have this miscommunication in relationships. Because it's still holding on to an old aspect of self. What else here? They're definitely about love, though. Having to make a decision on love. Let me get the love cards right quick. What's this? Somebody was wearing a false mask. You could be, if you're seeing 3 5s, don't be so hard on yourself about what's shifting. You could be hard on yourself about what's shifting. What's the message here? Make the effort came out of reverse with very soon. Let me see. Let your friends help you. Okay, immediately. Okay, yep. Release your ex. Let your friends help you. Some of you aren't able to make the effort. One, because you're not supposed to go in that direction. Two, you haven't even asked source if this is you haven't even asked source if this is where you're supposed to be. You may still indulge in the energy and then realize, as we were saying before, damn, I should have went with my first gut feeling telling me not to do something. So I would suggest between now and this full moon that's coming up, call on your ancestors, call on your spirit guides to bring balance into your life and be real with yourself the way you're asking about this. Don't just ask for it 1 second and then, take action in doing the complete opposite of what you're asking for. What's this? Children, this person at this moment, if this is a person that's not able to have children, energetically, they probably weren't able to have children because it wasn't with the correct person, or whoever it is that you're connecting with. If you have children, they don't have children. So this would be a situation where you would have to ask your angels and your spirit guides, like, is this somebody that, I'm truly supposed to have around my children? And ask, when you're asking, also ask for the way that they're going to confirm it. You can suggest the way that they're confirming this to you so that you know. And then you got to pay attention to the red flags here. What else you got? Give your relationship a chance. Let me get one more for that. Romantic feelings. So somebody's wearing a false mask here. Somebody's being hard on themselves about presenting an offer is what's coming across now. Whoever this is for, source is asking you to give your relationship a chance. This gives me the energy of somebody, of the orphan now. Someone who has trouble expressing themselves. Because they may have come across to other people as if they don't know what they're talking about, but it's not that they don't know what they're talking about. These people just don't, they're not equally yoked, or weren't meant to be equally yoked. Make the effort, romantic feelings and children in reverse. Give your relationship your chance. Let your friends help you. Give me a second. Hold on. For some of you, gave a relationship a chance, letting your friends help you, only to realize that this wasn't going to go anywhere. But now you're calling in your soulmate. Under that you have, it says, love yourself first, past life relationship, stay optimistic about your love life. So stay optimistic about your love life is coming up under calling in your soulmate. There's just so much coming in from this. Hold on. Let me see what the Knight of Cups is saying specifically. Just the Knight of Cups in reverse. Just the Knight of Cups in reverse here. Just the Knight of Cups in reverse. This is delusion, though. Someone's delusional. Knight of Cups in reverse. Knight of Cups in reverse. Knight of Cups in reverse. Love yourself first is, yeah. Love yourself first, playfulness and heart-to-heart conversation. See, this is somebody that's unable to express themselves, but that could also be a part of the delusion. And that's the vibe of someone younger too. Okay, so some of you in the near future could be connecting to someone who is a younger sibling and they don't handle too well when people tell them what to do. You know, there's one thing to have an advice and there's another to be, you know, telling people you should really be doing this or you, no. People know what they're doing. In most cases, when they come to you for advice, it's because they already know what they're doing, not so much to seek validation, but just to have a conversation about it. Give me 1 second. I throw the rest of all this water. I'll be right there. Okay. Now, someone could also be waiting for you to initiate the conversation. Someone could be waiting for you to initiate a conversation and they already have a response written. It was just 2:03:11 on the timer. Someone could be waiting for you to say something and they already got a response. This is especially if this is somebody that you're wondering about when it comes to your past. You know, this is not for those obviously who don't want to be with somebody from their past. But I feel like there's so much more in this message. That's why I haven't moved from it yet. Because the Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups coming together, but the Knight of Cups in reverse. You could be having a conversation with somebody realizing that they were delusional. Delusional when it came to themselves in general, which didn't allow them to That could be a tricky situation now because, again, you can't control what anyone does. They could be saying one thing, trust the actions, though. You can certainly trust their actions. They can say one thing, but 20440. And I said 1. Tell me more about this here. What's this? Concern 33. Could be born March 3rd. This could be Jupiter in Pisces. They could have Jupiter in the 12th house. Yeah, see, someone has been delusional for sure. And they had to go through a lot of different cycles here to fully mature. You have the mature man here, number 5. What's this? The Mountain. That's that orphan energy coming through here. When I was like, sit on a rock. It's like what you do. If this is a particular love that you've experienced in a past life. And when I now this part of the past life I'm talking about, this could be before you came to this realm. This energy of love, this unconditional love that you have been able to feel is supposed to be a part of your journey now, but there were lessons you had to go through here. Okay? To come out of this darkness of whatever it is that you thought was love, but in reality it was just more so the ego tripping. Got a message coming up at the bottom of the deck. What's at the top here? The mature man. Under the message, we got the other deck with a message too. These are both message cards. Yeah, somebody's definitely coming in to express themselves, have a heart-to-heart conversation about what they've experienced in life. Some of you going to be shocked about who this person is. That's the thing. You may think it's one person, but it's somebody completely that you didn't even have on your mind. And now, whoever this is, if this doesn't have to do with you stepping into a relationship with them, this is a part where you're able to put the puzzle pieces together for yourself. As far as why you even resonated with this person in the past. Like I said, everybody you connect to is feedback. Let's see what the advice is. What is the advice here? Got the Ace of Cups and the 10 of Coins. This could be family. The Hierophant. Okay, if this is family, this could be somebody that you wouldn't expect that in this lifetime that they stepped into an actual understanding of your journey and the way they came across to you. Not that you were seeking an apology, but this could be an apology that you thought that you would never get, that you've actually, come to terms with. But you actually get it now. Shit, it fell right on top of the Knight of Cups. The 7 of Swords. Well, it's Moon in Aquarius. What about the full moon? Because you're coming across like the full moon right now, beloved. So, what about the full moon? Let me get one more card from here. 5 Cups. Sorrow, pains, and regrets. What advice are you giving the collective when it comes to the deception, the envy, the jealousy that they've been surrounded by, the sorrow, pains, and regrets that they may have first and foremost for themselves? Because the moon and Mars, these are personal planets and things, satellites, beings. We got the Wheel of Fortune, divine intervention. They're asking you to call them in. Call your support from the star systems to assist you with this shift that you're about to undergo right now. Let me see. You got the 5 of Swords and the 5 of Cups. Yeah, something is definitely about to change here. We got 2 5s. Be prepared for a new experience. It has something to do with the deception, envy, sorrow, pains, and regrets. You got the 10 of Wands at the basis of your message here, the foundation of it, which speaks of burdens. So you releasing those burdens, and releasing those burdens, you're also healing yourself. And in healing yourself, you're rediscovering a new level of sorrows, but you're healing that as well. So there's like this whirlwind of healing and then resurrection and healing, resurrection and healing all at once. It's a lot. Look at that. The Chariot and the Temperance card. They call your ancestors, stop playing to balance this out now. Balance it out. Balance out that eternal life. They're prepared to give you the key. They're prepared to give you the key to bring forth this final ingredient to this alchemy here. 714, that's connected to that transit that we had. Let me look at that one more time. Hold on. The advice was something about 714. I know this stuff don't be that far back. Let's see. That's why I love Source. Source takes its time. It don't rush anything. Venus squaring Neptune exact on the 14th of July. Venus squaring Neptune was exact on the 14th of July. Venus in Gemini. It says in matters of partnerships, get to know people fully to avoid unnecessary binds. And then when Venus trine Neptune exact on the 7th, it's 411 right now. This aspect, it helped to clear out confusion set around the 14th of July. Now, let me see. Okay, because we actually are approaching when Mercury in Virgo would be opposite to Neptune exact on the 21st of August. And you want to be mindful of discussing things that intend to be detail oriented, because Neptune could distort the vision. Okay. So that's the information that's coming through here then. There could be lack of communication because of that. So being mindful to not have conversations that require you to express yourself in detail. Being mindful of conversations that you would have to have and expressing yourself in detail. Now, what this could also show you is, because that sounds like a block of the throat chakra. And this is going back to what I was telling you before, like being mindful of where you find yourself even more jumbled up between now and that aspect. Again, those are just moments of guidance, right? So if that's showing up, then you can see yourself as, okay, my vision and core values is not in alignment to this person's vision and their core values. So I got to be mindful the way I express myself or what I'm expressing to them. 414 on a timer right now, so that way you're not putting yourself in unnecessary binds or carrying unnecessary energy where you don't feel like you're being heard. Okay, so let's see what's in the environment here. That came out real fast. Judgment and the Six of Pentacles. That came out fast. And that feels like what this energy could be coming in to do. Okay, so in the immediate future, I see what's going on here. In the immediate future, you're going to receive an offer from someone, someone is going to present to you an offer of emotion. This is like a message of love. However, there's a lack of judgment on both ends, who they are, who you are. But this has to come about in this particular phase. Like I'm seeing that phrase, you are where you're supposed to be at this very moment, for there to be further clarity as to where you're going. Now, this could have already happened. But now you have to make the judgment call to bring that emotional security in. There's a certain emotion you have connected to a memory. And there's something that's being presented in your environment to balance that out. To make a wise decision in balancing that out here. Then we got the Queen of Cups, which clarified the Knight of Cups in reverse with the Page of Cups first. So what I'm getting from this also is that some of you have to be clearer about what it is that you want. When you're being clearer about what it is that you want, you're being clear about who you are. You know? Double the Leo energy. This is someone very powerful too, that dims their light. Sun and moon and Leo type of vibes. If you rolling around here dimming your light, you're not where you're supposed to be. Around those you're supposed to be. Clarify this energy here in the environment. The Chariot, which is also the advice. Yeah, so whatever this is that's coming in is there to help you to clear out the rest of what's going on within you when it came to the burdens that you were holding on. So here's okay. The situation, no, is actually the person that presents themselves to you, for whoever this resonates with. This is who you've been carrying the burdens for. This could be someone you're in a relationship with. This could be a friendship that affected you in a certain way, where you swept that energy under the rug, but That don't mean you cleaned it up. It's still in the house. It's under the rug. It's right there. This is like something that's hidden in plain sight. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles here. This could be Virgo energy, or this could be a Cancerian energy. The Lovers. This is a lover. Balancing out the waters within you, because the Six of Pentacles in this deck, look at that, detaching. The Six of Pentacles in this deck, the balance of the scales is on top of the person with blue on, light blue on. A heart-to-heart conversation does seem like it's necessary, though, for you to really see what you've already known. And you're going to get the same response that you've always gotten from this person whenever you have a conversation. But now you're at a different state of your evolution, your spiritual journey, where you're now able to make the proper judgment. Judgment is basically bringing balance to something so you can move forward. Whatever this is, in every area of your life, it holds you back, even if it's just less than 1%. This is something that holds you back, even if you didn't recognize it. But you finna find out this time, though. This could be a sibling, a cousin, a lover. Something is definitely happening, because now we're getting a lot of major arcana. So this is you taking action, your ancestors on your behalf presenting you with the circumstance or the condition to come to terms with it. Yeah, so you can have your victory and success here. Jupiter and Leo. Because this is something that's blocking your instincts. Now, for those of you who aren't fasting, pay attention to what it is that you're craving. Is it something that you've always enjoyed since you were a child? And who did you learn this from? Or is it something that you have been connected to from a past relationship or friendship? And see if there are any burdens there that you need to release. This is where everything is not the same, but things are connected. I just saw the Ace of Wands and the Death card. One more message here for this environment. Yep. Victory and success, Ten of Swords and Ten of Cups. Everything that's being presented to you at this moment is for your emotional fulfillment, to balance out the inner child with who you are right now. This is Mars, this is Mercury, and this is Jupiter. In order for you to receive this victory and success, you're going to have to process the way you've been thinking about yourself, your ideals, your core values, and the way you put it to use when it comes to your instincts telling you go this way based on what you have faith in. Not what you were taught to have faith in, or the way you were taught to have faith. What has your experience and observation taught you about the two? Faith and belief, or faith knowing and faith believing. So, let's see what comes out in this position over here. I feel like I'm about to come back on live later. But I want to go outside again. Doubts and fears. Doubts and fears. This could be a family member that you have a hard time disconnected from, because you see the potential, but you can't take the lid off of someone else's potential if they're not ready to. That's the same thing for a relationship too. Look at that. Taking action here. Standing in your power, standing your ground, knowing yourself. When you know yourself, if you realize that even clearer, you can see the potential in someone. But if they're not ready to take that lid off, there is absolutely not anything you can do about that until they decide themselves, I'm ready to do this. And not the way that you do it, in the way that the universal law has been set. So let's clarify this 10 of coins. Someone's been protecting you since you were a baby. This is an ancestor you didn't even get a chance to meet because they've been transformed before you even thought of being conceived. They knew about you. They knew about you. Yeah, because you're the Queen of Wands. That Aries energy again here with the 6 of Wands under that. Yeah, you're when it King of Swords, King of Cups, 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords is under this King of Cups here. So what that's showing me is that you definitely gain this willpower of who you are, your creative spirit, your magical spirit, your mystical spirit. Your third eye is wide open right now. You have the strategy, you have the solution that you're focused on. It's going to bring you a lot of victory and success. But you're going to have to really be the Queen of Wands when it comes to this family member, someone that you're connected to, as far as this communication that's coming in the near future. It's all part of the judgment. Archangel Gabriel coming into the mix here now to balance out your emotions connected to memories when it comes to your emotional security. Because there's certain memories that you have that disconnect you completely from you being secure with yourself. This doesn't even have to be an experience that you physically had, but this could be an experience that you observed someone else have and you made it a part of yourself through the observation. And it's time to release yourself from that. This is basically like saying, somebody can do way better, but it's not for you to decide. You don't know what type of journey they're on. Shit. For some human design, when it comes to you having that emotional authority, you're really not supposed to budge unless you truly feel like that's the proper moment or where you're supposed to go. So that's the beauty of the human design and galactic signatures. Well, more so the human design in that aspect, because it'll really get you to see the way you're designed to function. See, people base the way someone else is supposed to function based on what society has placed within them. Not everybody's on this spiritual journey where they're finding or aligning with the ways that they, would fit best or works best for them. So, and others who are embarking on that journey, you can tell what stages they're at in that journey based on the way that they respond to you for have done so. They may still carry the frequency of deception around them, where you could be at a particular stage in your life where they feel like you should be a little bit further. But meanwhile, you've done all the things that you've done in the process that you've been on, because they're claiming that they see you being where they're at, but where they're at is not exactly stable. This could be someone who feels like you should be more independent, but they're in a state of independence, but still codependent, even if that means financial instability. Some of you could be working on a part of your journey where you're doing what you have to do the way you want to do it, so that way you're really enjoying the fruits of your labor, not living check to check. You know what I'm saying? So that's for those of you who have been on this journey and you don't really talk to many people about it, but they still feel like they should have an opinion about what you're doing. Meanwhile, they don't have an idea about what it is that you're doing, but still have an opinion or belief about it. You know what you're doing. Let them sit there and believe whatever they want to believe. Okay? Be the Queen of Wands. Be the Queen of Wands, because it's getting you out of this energy where you're able now to receive the fulfillment of your work, the fulfillment of abundance. That's really confirming what I said, because this is Moon and Libra, emotions connected to marriage when it comes to partnerships, all levels of partnerships. You being able to give and receive. That was the Wheel of Fortune. Divine intervention is at play, bringing in the injustice. So continue to do what you do. You already know how the placements are. You already know how the placements are. So just be mindful of who presents themselves to you and give them back their burdens that you have gracefully decided to say, you know what, let me take this on. Ain't no more of that. Ain't no more of that. It's time for you to focus on you. It's time for you to focus on you. Two of Swords. No more of that. Time for you to focus on you. And those that you equally connect to. Look at that. Queen of Wands is the outcome. She came out again. Queen of Wands is you stepping into this energy of being generous, honest, respectful, loyal, social. You know what your purpose is in life. You're connected to your inner strength. You're now able to help and assist people. Obviously, you have your boundaries, respectfully so that way you're not overextending yourself. You're also quick-witted with this Queen of Wands energy popping through here. You could be seeing 24 a lot, or 666 a lot, or 66. You're becoming more personable. Like, this is what the outcome is to all of this. And we got the Devil card at the bottom of the deck. Speaking of this full moon and how the energies can tempt people to do things that they really should sit with for a bit and decide with discernment if they should be taking this next step. Tell me one more thing here with this Queen of Wands, with the outcome. The Nine of Coins. The Nine of Coins. Let me see what will pop through here. This is clarifying the Queen of Wands. So definitely speaking of independence. Like, you know who you are. Nobody gonna tell you who you are. You know what process you've been on to be who you are, to go where you're going. Two of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the World card, the Queen of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. Yeah, see, definitely completing a major cycle here. When it comes to, it's like you had to really look at the way you were processing things, that processing moments of crossroads. And you've reached a point in analyzing that where now you're able to complete the cycle. The way you were processing it before was putting you back into the cycle. But the moment you handled the root of it all and decided to personally develop yourself, voila, magic. You got your wand now. You got your wand now. Let's go ahead and close out this message. I don't know who that resonated for, but if it resonated with you, beloved, because I see y'all in here. Ain't nobody saying shit. But anywho, let's see. The Fool is back at the bottom of the deck where we started at. Taking a leap of faith, and it showed up with these Moon and Aquarius energy. Yeah, completion of the cycle. Completion of the cycle, baby, for sure. 432. Final message for the collective. I split the deck and it says cosmic ancestors voice your concerns to give you strength. You see it? Energy signature that passes into present. That's 14, and temperance was in the advice. Final message. Time out. The last time you got 23. This time you got 32. Time out. I feel like we read that already, but let me just. We read this in the previous message, but obviously the same ones that were in that message may not be here, or vice versa. It says, stop racing around the clock. Step outside and feel the magic and oneness of nature. It says, time out. If you have picked this card, Spirit is calling for you to slow down. Take some time out from your busy schedule and the hustle and bustle of your everyday life. Chasing the clock and getting yourself all caught up in the illusion of time has been taking its toll on you, dear one. Ashe, 333. For so long, you have been at war with time, with statements like, I just don't have enough time. Spirit understands your hunger and desire to evolve as a soul and can see the blockages that stop you from exploring further. You see, the universe grants your wish on a daily basis by ensuring you don't have time, because time is an illusion. You create it. Time is something you can create. Your words hold so much power, as such should be used wisely. Feeling as though you don't have time can leave you irritable, anxious, and drained. Recharge your body, mind, and soul. Step away from the stress of the ticking clock. TikTok. Some of you may want to step off of TikTok too, for a little bit. Step outside the natural world, smell the flowers, enjoy the sunset, and breathe in nature's beauty. Disconnect from the phone, computer, and TV and connect to nature's rhythmic cycles. Now, if you're a reader on TikTok, make sure you're using that block option like it's no other. When it comes to, energies that you can feel that you don't even want to be dealing with or dealing with to have to handle later. Just block it. Ground yourself by feeling the grass under your feet. This is the best way to unwind and renew your energy resources. By having this time out to unwind and reconnect with the oneness of nature, you will feel refreshed and renewed to continue your work with inner calm and peace. You'll find that by doing this, the answers that you seek will come in clarity and understanding will be achieved. The affirmation is, I am alive to nature's magic as I dissolve in the oneness of all that is. I am alive to nature's magic as I dissolve in the oneness of all that is. I am alive to nature's magic as I dissolve in the oneness of all that is. And the chakras for this card are the solar plexus and the heart. Big Leo vibes coming through here for sure. So stand in your power, know your power, love your power, understand your own power. Take the lid off your potential. Mind your business when it comes to somebody else's potential so you can be living well, happy, abundant, joyful, at peace. And I'll see you on the next live, beloved. Great to have you all here, though.